Hi, hello. Sorry, my voice left the chat immediately, but it's fine. Everything's fine. Hi. Sorry. Sorry, everybody. Sorry. Hi. Have I run over this wire? I better not have. No, I haven't. Okay, we're fine. Hi. Sorry, Bailey. Sorry. Hello there, friends. Hi, Barry. Hi, Bailey. Hi, Paul. Anyone else is lurking? Hi. Hi. Hello. Sorry, that was me opening Chrome when Twinkly Tor uploaded a video. Okay, so I hope you're all doing well. We just hit a sub-goal of 100 points. Ah, huge! Love that for Puppy. That's so exciting. I'm so happy for him. Slay. But yes, hi everybody. Hi baby. I hope things are good. That's huge though, 100 sub points. Wowie zowie. Love that. This music's kind of going hard, but oh well. So, I hope you all do. If it looks like... Yeah. Okay. If it looks at all like my shirt's a bit wet, that's because it is. But we're not going to talk about it. It's just a shadow from my hand. Yes, that's all it is. So, because Valorant gifted 11 extra subs. Ah, love that. Okay. Sounds good. Girl, what? Don't you be dropping a boober emote in my chat when I said that. No. Is anyone wondering Valorant's gifting extra bonus subs? Oh! Like, if you're streaming the Valorant category, or does it just, like, happen? I mean, hey, if anyone's got 5 spare subs that they want to drop, we can test it out. I don't mind. It just happens. Okay, that's cool. Don't do that, anyone. No one do that. So, I feel like I simultaneously have a lot to tell you and also nothing. I painted my nails again. Slay. Another, like, purpley one. It's like September. Ah, okay, that's cool. Guaranteed 1, but sometimes they add extras. Oh, cool. Nice. Love that. Yeah. So, yes, today I wasn't sure if I was going to stream. Well, I meant to stream yesterday, but then things came up. So I thought I want to stream again before the end of the year. I want to do one last stream. And then today I got home from work and my head was like, headache. Have a headache. So I'll see how the stream goes. Because I can't stream tomorrow. So like, I want to do a little stream. And yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. But I slightly had a good idea. Like, an idea has happened. Let me pull up a quick illustration. So, welcome to... Sorry, I need to cough. So, welcome to my YouTube channel. YouTube in the chat. I think I have a command. Slay. Smashed it. Okay. So, I, every year, have been making these compilation videos at the end of the year. So I had Twinkly 21, which was all of Vic, Twinkly Tor's, like, highlights of the year. And it's like fucking 40 minutes long. May I just flex? Then we had Twinkly 22, which is, again, Vic's best clips from 2022. Then in 2023, Mimi started streaming. So then we got ourselves Twinkly 23mers, which was Vic and Mimi. So, it's the most wonderful time of the year, truly. So, what about Twinkly 24, you ask? Well, I wasn't sure, because, like, so it does thank you for catching that 3 years into streaming. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Anyway, yes, so I wasn't sure if I was going to do one this year, but I've decided I do want to. But last year I started working on it at the start of December, and this year my December has got quite busy, so I've not started it. So it's going to be really late. But what that means is I need to go through Twitch and find all the clips. And I've got all of Vic's clips, but I haven't got Mimi's clips. So would any of you be down to just watch a bunch of Mimi clips while I find which ones I want to download? Because we could do that for a little bit. We might not do all of it. Updated the command. Love that, thank you. Thank you all. Yeah, so that was my thought for today. Like, because it shouldn't take us too long to go through all of them. But after that, we can just play like Echoes of Wisdom or Balatro or something, and we can just have a good little laugh going through all of Mimi's Twitch clips while I download them and then edit them over the next like few weeks. I don't know. So for anybody watching who actually cares about the compilation, it's going to be very late because I've not started it. It's going to be so nice. Thanks. Thanks. I did make a little start. I started with the January ones. So we don't need to do all of them. And also, if at some point Mimi comes into the stream, we're all going to scatter because I'm sure that's like very embarrassing. For me to just be watching clips of a person all stream. Clips. Scatter, literally. Okay, so... Oh, and also... Because I've always thought about it and I've never done it. But this year, there's quite a few clips of myself that I find quite funny. So I wouldn't be opposed. I would not be opposed to going through my own clips today. Once we finish Mimi's, we could go through my own clips and see which funny ones I want to download and play. Because I might put myself in the compilation as well. No. Oh, fuck off, Berry. Like 90% of my clips come from you. Right, where was I up to? I think I was up to about here. So, the first clips we're going to watch is from the 10th of February, and we're going to go through all of the rest of them for the year. Maybe, we'll see. We'll see where we get to. But if I like a clip, I will download it.
Yeah, careful. Brian is slurking.
Brian is thirsty as fuck. Oh!
Okay. We're in like a Lethal Company era right now, so you know.
Wow. Well.
Okay. So like some clips like that one, ooh, I'm not going to put in because like, you know, okay. Oh, that's the same moment. Okay.
Because it has a piece of loot, but it's moving. Uh-oh. Oh god, what the fuck just happened? Was that the Nutcracker? That was the Nutcracker.
I don't understand Lethal Company.
Wait.
I don't actually
fuck.
understand it.
I'm so sorry. Oh god. I think they both died at the same time. Fuck.
Ruh-roh.
Oh fuck. Oh god. I feel so bad. Oh! Oh!
He's still alive. Oh no.
I brought you back.
Oh. You do? Oh my god, you missed like the Lethal Company era of like Vic and Mimi and Bailey. Like, this was huge, and I did not partake because I'm scared. But you know.
Oh my fucking god.
Oh yeah, and Peony as well. Peeny's there. Hee hee.
Oh my fucking god.
See, I don't fully understand what I just watched. But you know.
So I forgot we had the mod for.
Is Vic dead?
You see, like, same Bailey. Like, if I had played Lethal Company, I would not have been enjoying myself. Except to be on call with, like, Vic and Mimi and you and everybody. Like,
Dead?
you know, that's a vibe.
Vic is
But the
dead.
game, fuck no.
Are you sure?
Absolutely not.
She's not moving very
Like, I
She's,
barely play Among Us. Is this the same moment again? I think it is, isn't it?
I think
I'm
she's.
no expert,
I think
Oh.
she's dead.
but I think that's the opposite of being alive.
I think she's dead.
Dead?
I'm
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but
Yeah, that
go
might do.
check-
I like
go
that
check
one.
for yourself. I think
You just die and spend most of the time yapping. Did you play the game? Okay, let me make sure that the save window's over there just so y'all don't like I don't know. I don't know what the downside would even be of y'all seeing like my file structure, but that's also a bit embarrassing, so let's not. Right, clips, Twinkly Clips, 2024, Mimi. They can go in the lethal folder. There we go. Okay. Coil head glitch. Oh, that's the fucking weeping angel, isn't it? Oh no.
We can't kill it, can we?
It literally walked past me.
like if I look away from it. See, yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's targeted on me.
So why is it moving when we're all looking at it though?
Yeah, no, it's targeted on me.
now. It's
Oh.
targeted
Barry, do you know what the weeping angels are? This is an important question to me. Do you know what they are?
on me now.
I-
I dropped. Oh,
I don't
Okay.
think it is.
I think he broke it.
Um,
Wait, no.
I think I'm the only one he's targeted
Like my
on.
work-
Well,
oh.
oh god, I'm glitched.
Oh.
Yeah, she's out.
Wait.
She went outside.
No, I'm not outside. I'm trying to bait him closer so you can get past him.
Okay.
Okay, I've baited him. Go outside. Because the second go outside because the second
Okay, again, probably not going to make the clip, the compilation, but you know, funny.
hold that in place for now. And
Oh,
then-
Slime Rancher.
Oh, fuck, I don't have money, do I?
Wait, I clipped
Oh,
this.
I have, like, no money. Uh-oh. This is fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. Favoritism, I pretend I do not see it. You do not see it. I love everyone equally. Except for Snow. Just kidding, I'm so sorry. That felt mean.
Thanks.
That was mean. It felt very mean. Very pointed. I'm so sorry. I have an
Thank you. Again. Probably not in the thing, but you know. Oh, I know what that clip is. I've got the, like a 2-minute highlight of that one saved. Oh no, I might remember this.
myself, but like not crazy though.
Oh no, she sends it, doesn't she?
Because like I don't know.
I hate it. I hate it, but I'm putting that in because fuck me.
Did you see that? He stressed me out.
You can't really read the chat on the stream, can you? But you know.
Shit, bro. I'm a speed run.
Wait.
Speed run.
Ooh.
Speed run.
Ooh, idea. I can probably just like do that a bit, can't I? So you'll see it a little bigger. Yeah, that's better.
Oh god. How do I? Oh, it's literally just right up there. How do I get up there though? Oh, do I have to like? Do I have
This
to,
was
like,
clipped by Bailey.
Ted Bundy up in here. Ted Bundy was a lumberjack, right? Am I going crazy, or was he like a serial killer?
Girl, what the
I
fuck?
get them confused sometimes.
Mimi, if you ever see this clip, what the fuck? Like, no, that's not who Ted Bundy was, thank you.
And I'm just gonna go this way. Oh, goodbye. Oh, fuck. Ah, Link! Ah! This is why stuff like this was invented. Oh, ouch! incredible. 10 out of 10 masterpiece. Work of art.
Da-la-la-la-la. Oh, I get it.
The thing, huh? Oh, well,
Absolutely incredible. Exactly as Nintendo intended. Why is she on the ceiling?
We've played games together before.
Oh, same, Bailey. Same.
How many days is this gonna take? I don't know. How many days do you think it's gonna
Exactly
take?
as intended. Exactly.
How many days of you counting is it gonna take? Oh gosh. I have a Snow, what the fuck? I thought you were going to bed, you fucker. I love you.
Wow.
I love you. What the fuck are you doing? You said goodbye already and you were gone. And you pop up? Snow. You're going calm. I'm calling you out.
Wow.
I'm gonna call you out. I live, bish. You were gonna go to bed. You were gonna go the fuck to sleep. I have a new message. Stop calling me.
Me. Me. Go on, I'll save that and make a decision later.
Look at that shiny. It's really nice. It's really nice.
No.
She's cute. I just want to look at like shiny Pokemon. Look at it's. Oh my gosh, she's bi. An icon, a gay icon. Slay.
Mimi needs to Batman go to bed clip. She really did.
The trees are. Oh my god, I have to cough again. Oh my gosh, hold up.
I'm already laughing at the name of the next one.
Oh my god, thank you for the. Thank you for throwing your pussy in my face.
This is why we go through Mimi's clips. This is why we do it, okay? Well, that one's getting saved, that's for sure.
Oh god. Oh gosh. Hey, welcome back, y'all. Sometimes things.
That's fair, Paul, that's fair. That is one way of putting it.
Physical Uno? Fuck yeah. Scarecrow. Scarecrow. What? Scarecrow.
I need to hear that one again just for
Thank you
myself.
for the
Wait, where'd it go? No.
physical Uno? Fuck yeah. Scarecrow. Scarecrow.
Oh, that's incredible. Oh, and you can fucking... Oh. Stop going away. You can see that it's me that clipped that as well. I was like, fucking, yep. I need that one. Scarecrow. So good. Oh my god.
Expensive pasta.
Oh my god. Supermarket Simulator was in March. Piss off, I'm so old.
Like, this actually sounds like Cursed Wiggle songs.
Apparently it was Berry.
A fever dream. This is what's happening.
Thank you, Mimi.
Oh gosh. Wait, I should probably. Everyone's stuck. Help me, step bro. Oh no. Why did I say that?
Oh no. Oh no. Not step bro.
It's like if I'm already going on a BRB, I'm gonna grab a coffee while I'm out. So, I tried to rush as fast as I could. I was like, and then I got coffee, and then I was like, all the way back. I am speed. I'm like Sonic. Speed. Hi, Joe.
The last one, I love that. Okay, now, it's a clip that's been made by me, and it's titled What in all caps. So strap the fuck in for whatever this is.
Sorry, I went to mute my microphone and I like didn't go all the way.
What the fuck was that?
Oh, what's over here? Sorry, I went to mute my microphone and I.
Oh, I fucking love Mimi so much. What the hell was that?
Alt is walk. I'm never gonna need that. I want that to be scanned because that's at a more convenient location than this one. Walk. Walk can just be. Walk can be V. We'll swap them. We'll swap those. Like, who needs to walk? Oh, I didn't need to do that.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
I did not mean to do that. I did not mean to do that. So apparently, control is roll. Come here, bitch. Come here, fight me.
This game is so pretty.
Fight me, little bitch. Also, I think my little PNG stopped moving. Are you okay, PNG? Is my PNG okay? Okay.
Okay, I don't know why I clipped that one. But oh well.
Okay, more incoming, George. Not bugs. People. Please don't kill them.
I was like, I'll shoot them. More incoming. I'll shoot them. Tell me where to shoot and I'll shoot.
Please don't.
Why not?
No shooting, Mimi.
I like to shoot. I like to shoot. Should I shoot Scott? I have him lined up in my sight.
Sure, go ahead.
Bro.
Sorry, Scott. Sorry, Scott.
That's so worth it, Bailey. That's so worth it. That's so worth it. I'll have that one. This is not what I thought Helldivers was, by the way. What?
It's a good rock.
For the next clip, what the hell?
A very nice rock. I'm king of the rock.
Throw it in Minefield West.
Oh, I jumped off the rock!
King of the Rock, amazing.
Oh god. I didn't mean to kill myself.
I won't lie, I thought Helldivers was going to be like Subnautica or something. Like, divers. You know, dive... Shut up.
Don't shoot me. Taste my democracy. Taste my democracy.
Huh?
I don't know. That's not. Oh, democracy.
What the hell? Oh, I know what this clip's going to be, if I've clipped it and named it that.
Wonderful stream. I have been being a little gremlin in here. I
What do you mean, Grosky arrive? Democracy.
you caught me in a spot here.
Oh, Albania!
Got me spinning like a ballerina. You a gremlin? No.
Okay, so
No, who, me?
Ballerina's very cute, but I think the time's passed. I think Ballerina should stay in 2023.
Oh, that wasn't enough.
She gold. Ooh, I saw the blue clip. What do you got for us, Joel?
Uh-oh. Methinks... Oh, what happened to his face? Did you see his face at first?
Nope. Oh my god, I know
Did
what
you
clip
see
I
how
need to
his
find
face
now.
rendered in?
I didn't see it. I'm sorry, Mimi.
That was cursed. You missed it? It was cursed. Whee!
So the clip was for Joel to go back and watch it. That's
Okay.
fair. Let's have a look, though.
However... Uh-oh. Methinks... Oh, what happened to his face? Did you see his...
Okay. Where is streamer fucking kills a man? There it is. That clip's incredible. We'll get to that one.
Okay, perfect. Oh, this is easy. Oh, fuck!
Here we go.
Never mind. Spoke too soon. I spoke too soon! I spoke too soon! No! 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 Can I sneak? Oh no. I don't see me. Oh no, oh no. Oh no, oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no! Oh shit.
Nice.
Nice! Easy.
Alright, now just gotta get the samples and then we can go hit up the objective.
What is this easy mode? Ah! You literally were not shooting.
You walked in.
I think that's
you
on
were
Mimi.
not shooting.
I was shooting.
I think that's a Mimi problem, you know.
I did not see you shooting, or else I would not have walked in front of you.
I blame Mimi for that one. Anyway, this one's called Volume Warning Surprise Motherfuckers. So, take whatever precautions you need to take. Oh shit, my parents messaging me. Oh shit. Just give me one moment, folks. Oh no. Barry, there's local news that happened in the town centre. Oh dear. So my parents were like, "Are you alive?" I was like, "Yes." Oh dear. Yeah. Around 6:40 p.m. So like, I was there. Fuck. I'm going to send it to you on Discord, Barry, because that's the easiest way for me to copy paste it. Oh dear. Like, don't get me wrong, I had my headphones in at this point, but I did not notice. Oh, God. Right, okay. Okay. Just let my parents know that I'm alive, that's fine. Oh, damn, you not got out of there by then. That's wild, I'm so sorry. Wild. Okay. Sorry. Sorry, wrong scene. Okay.
Shit, I gave him the old 1-2. They can't see me up here.
I'm turning the
They can't
volume
see
down
me
just
up
in
here.
case.
Hey, hey.
Amazing. A proper
panicked
Mimi snort.
fast.
Amazing. Is this the same moment? I think it is.
They can't see me up here. Hey, hey, hey.
Yeah. Oh, the same one again. Wow, 3 clips of the same moment. Oh my god.
Bomb as fuck. The sink. Was it the ew? Ew. Ew. God. Ew. I love it. Ew. I love
What
it.
the fuck?
Oh, that
Amazing.
shit's nasty.
There's 2 of them. And I mean, there's 3 of them there.
Ew. As fuck. The
Oh my
sink.
god, it's
Was it the
Inception.
Ew. 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 God. Ew. I love it. Ew. I love it.
This is starting to get unhinged, you know.
Oh my gosh. Trevor! Trevor!
Sure. Okay. That one's gonna not go in. What is chat unfazed about?
Stop! Oh my gosh, y'all! Y'all need to close it up. We're closed for the evening. We're closed. We're closing. Oh my gosh.
Well, fuck it.
I'm standing up. I'm standing up. How dare y'all on this day? Oh my god. Oh my god, my headphones are off. Like, oh my god. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing, everyone? What the hell? I can't scream any louder or else my voice is gonna get really fucked up. But like, what the fuck do you think you're doing? I'm standing up. Pa.
Oh, hi, Pa.
Pa.
We just keep
Puppy.
going. Okay.
What the fuck? Stretch? Oh
And
my
Puppy. Amazing. Okay. A Celeste clip that I've clipped. Okay.
sus as fuck. Don't be here. Is someone sucking toes without me? Never without you, Bailey Boo. Never without you.
Oh, that's aimed at Bailey. Amazing. Is this the same moment? I think it is.
That's the noise. That was the noise. Okay. I'm accepting it at this point. Amazing. Please, but I love when you have when you make memories. At this point, amazing. Sore booby. Oh my god. Hope Disney is fun, Bailey. I hope Disney's fun. Thank you for being here, Bailey. Oh my god. Please go back to Disney. Enjoy your time. I love seeing you here, but I love when you have when you make memories in real life better. That goes to everyone. Go make memories.
I don't know why I clipped that, but okay. Yeah, no, we'll have the sucking toes clip because, you know. Why not?
I get them confused sometimes. You know, the classic serial killer lumberjack confusion. Classic.
Mimi's reacting to her own clips. Oh, it's the 1 year anniversary. Oh, that's fine.
When you say hold my milk, it sounds grim. Hold my milkies. Perfectly cut off. I was like, huh. If you get a PS5, will you play with me? Play what? Play what?
I know. Listen, Barry, I was single back in the day, okay? I was single back then. What the fuck game is this?
Why my character so out of shape?
But the thermometer is foolproof. I'm going back downstairs.
I'm turning the volume way down.
Sorry.
I saw that!
Oh, is it fast? Is this Phasmo? Oh, okay.
I think she's downstairs.
That was fucked up!
Hey, I was innocent in that, Barry. I was innocent. Is this the same moment?
I'm fucking scared right now. Oh god. Ah! I'm going. Oh god. Okay. Oh, I turned the lights on here. Oh, it's in the garage.
Girl.
It's in the garage. I saw it.
Here in my garage.
Trev, where you at? Oh, I locked Trev in the. I locked Trev in the house. Trev! Trevor!
Here in my garage.
Trev! It's in the garage. It turned the lights off. Ah! Sorry. Oh my god. Fuck, I see breath! I see breath! That means it's coming after me!
I'm not repeating that, Barry. I'm not doing that. Go on, I'll put that clip in, but maybe it won't make it into the actual thing.
I don't see fingies. I'm ready for a take. It's hunting, it's hunting, it's hunting! Fuck!
Yep.
Ah! Are you trying to open that door? Because I'm trying to open this door! Oh my god, Jesus fuck!
What did she say? Huh? Whoa, a Mimi hand reveal. Oh my god.
Peep a Mimi hand.
Amazing. On a real level, Barry, that's probably the first you've ever seen of Mimi, isn't it?
Oh,
fuck, she's
fucking
hunting.
hell. Why's the door closed?
She's hunting. She's hunting.
What do we do?
Oh my god, you have one as well, Paul. I love
Where's
that.
my book? Fuck, 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 I hear her, 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 I hear her. I think Trev's dead.
Let's go outside.
I think Trev is actually dead. Wait, are you dead? Trev, where are you?
I heard Trev speaking through the spirit box. Let's get out of here.
Girl. Girl.
Also, the line is at 0 and 32, but it's not underneath it, so I don't think it's freezing temps.
Like, girl, I have a headache today. I
Oh,
can't
God,
cope.
I saw it. He was like,
What the fuck is that?
what the fuck is that?
Oh. Joel's dead. Joel's dead. I'm
Wait, she's playing with Joel. Oh, she's playing with Joel. I love Joel.
The site is just behind us, up the lake to the west. I knew it was no coincidence our paths crossed.
Never
Savior.
had hazard pay? Damn.
Imagine what stories you'll bring us once you search the lake with your second sight.
Hazard pay is the
Hopefully
myth.
just the truth.
Just like the
The
clitoris.
sun has truly shined upon us this day.
Oh, not content warning. Oh no.
So much for the raid, love. Oh, what the fuck with that?
I feel like that clip went over my head. I don't know what happened.
What the fuck with that noise? Hello? What?
I have the audio turned so very much down.
Stir up your brain.
Oh my god. It's screamers. Oh my god, I love you.
The site is just behind us, up the lake to the west. I knew
Right, what
it
was
no
this?
coincidence our paths crossed.
Never
Savior.
had hazard pay? Damn.
Imagine what stories you'll bring us once you search the lake with your second sight.
Hazard pay is the myth.
Hopefully just the truth.
Just like the
The
clitoris.
sun has truly shined
Oh.
upon us this day.
Okay.
Hello, is this Phasmophobia? Hello, where are you? Misha, would you like to comment on this situation? Incredible, thank you.
Comment made, truly.
Okay, there we go. Untagged target. What is it?
I've titled this Sick Dodge, so it's not going to be a sick dodge.
The X Shell Snapper, Chill Water Sack. Okay, shit. Wait. Oh, do you see? Oh! Do you see that sick dodge? Oh!
Nice dodge. Sick dodge.
Oh no, not like this. Oh no, not like this. We're that's the first clip of the night, I think. Oopsies. Oopsies. Oops. I like how Varl is just in the background just cheering me on.
Oh yeah, I think I remember
Like-
this one.
Like, nice job, Aloy! Like, okay, shit. Like, it's sounding passive aggressive, Varl. Like, no shame.
Don't fall, Aloy.
Don't fall! Like, bitch, if you...
Gliding in.
I in fact did fall.
Nice one. Thanks, Fall.
It's because Varl told me not to fall that I fell.
Hmm.
I'm using my blade, you bitch!
Sensational.
There's some whores in this house. Hold up. I said certified freak 7 days a week. Wet ass pussy. Make that pull-out game weak. Woo! Ah, yeah. You fucking with some wet ass pussy. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass pussy. Give me everything you got.
Incredible. Incredible. True. If anyone did not have headphones on, oh god. What was that? It was Carl Weezer, the like, you know, like Vic has the twinkly inner thoughts. It's that, but
There's
it's a
some whores in this house.
voice of a cartoon character that I've never watched. I'm sorry, but you know. Why is the clip called It Moaners?
Neptune ouch scent. My sprinkler goes like this and comes back like what the fuck was that?
Huh.
There's like a little moan in the middle.
Huh.
I'm fucking crying out. There's a moan in the middle. Oh, there's a fucking moan in the middle.
Interesting. Oh, shit. No! No! Don't lose my place. Oh, I lost my place. Wounded. Where was I? I was there. Okay. But no, I've never watched. What cartoon is it from?
Jingle Peony asked me, can you tell me if this makes sense? If you were born feet first, does that mean you wore your mom as a hat for a few seconds? Yeah, that totally makes sense. If you were born feet first, it's like you popped out head last. Your mom's own little hat-wearing acrobat. Life's too short not to have a little fun, even during childbirth, right? Just hope your mom's into the latest headwear trends.
No thanks. Absolutely not. That's obscene. That's not going in the thing.
Wait, I'm excited.
Jingle Peony asked
Oh,
me,
not another one.
can you tell us why going on a trip with Jingle Peony, your very best internet friend, would be the best thing ever? Oh, traveling with Jingle Peony, it'd be like a chaos-filled adventure with the Chaos Queen herself. Picture this, we'd be sipping iced coffee, chasing after titties, and causing mayhem wherever we go. From exploring Skyrim mods to sharing spicy food, every moment would be a whirlwind of laughter and cheer. Just be prepared for some wholesome chaos along the way.
I'm fucking joking.
Sipping coffee and chasing titties. Average activity. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I think I remember this one.
Okay. Steal.
Oh, maybe I don't.
Steal.
I don't know if she still does. Probably.
Fuck you! Oh my god, I'm gonna die!
I don't remember this captain. What?
I almost died! Sorry. Oh god!
It seems
this is
Twinkly24
not
is
good.
gonna need a headphone warning. Because, oh my god,
shit,
Mimi.
Did you see that? Oh, it's... No. Oh,
Ooh,
1
this
HP
clip's
in
low
a dream,
quality.
1 HP in a dream, 1 HP in a dream. Fuck you. Oh. Oh, fuck. Fuck this game. Oh my god, fuck this game. Oh my god. Fuck this game. At least the snake. Oh my god. No. Oh no, I died.
Oh no. Sorry, I realized that I like sent that one message to my parents and then didn't reply to them. Right. Oh, I didn't quite pay attention. Was that funny?
No. At least the snake. Oh my god. No.
Okay, I don't think that's going in. Oh no. A clip that I've made and it's called You Freak. And I think I was the I don't know what it was, but I think I was the freak.
I kind of want to play Horizon Forbidden West a little bit. Because I've been trying to actively avoid doing any main story stuff. I'm very close to the microphone right now. I'm sorry if I'm like blasting your ear holes with my voice right now. But you probably like it a little bit, you freak. I'm sorry. I don't know
Okay,
what
that could have been worse.
Maybe. Maybe.
Barry, that one clip I've been promising to show you for days is worse than that, but I need to show it to you in person because I need your reaction to it.
Beaten it, I would have roasted you for the rest of your life because the Colgera was easy.
Okay, tomorrow. Yes, yes.
I knew you could do it because it was an easy fight. Wait, what? I'm so sorry, Snow, if you heard that. And if you didn't hear it, I will not repeat it.
I didn't hear it this time.
I knew you could do it because it was an easy fight.
That aimed at me.
I'm so sorry, Snow, if you heard roasted you for the rest of your life because the Call Gyro was easy. I knew you could do it because it was an easy fight. Wait, what? I'm so sorry, Snow, if you heard that.
Okay, this is the clip I was thinking of.
It's me. Okay, apparently there's no snake here. I'm gonna get fucking... Oh.
No snake, no.
There is a snake here.
No snake.
Turns out... Turns out, there's a snake here. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Okay, get ready for streamer fucking kills a man, because it's incredible.
I like my armor better.
Look at this place. The grandeur.
Pharaoh's domain.
It's just a little like woo.
Excellent. Somewhere in here, Pharaoh left. Let's go find them.
Your Magnificence, perhaps we should leave guards behind to cover our exits?
Indeed. Let it be done.
Look at this place.
Oh my god, I didn't think that was gonna happen. I can, in fact, fucking...
Because like we hate this character. Was the law? We do hate the character, but like my god.
That didn't happen.
Let's get into this.
Aaron, chill.
On, kill your enemy.
Chill. Chill, daddy. Sorry. My brain. Oh, shit!
Girl.
Don't perceive. Or no, it's daddy chill. Oh no, I missed. Good shot, me. Oh shit.
Oh yeah, Mimi had a little... I forget what this guy's called. Is it Vol? No.
Okay, there we go. Thank you. Thank you.
This shouldn't have gotten our...
But Mimi was like looking respectfully at this man the entire playthrough. Mimi, I hope you never watch this VOD.
Oh, this is not great. Oh, me thinks I... Oh, no.
Are you okay?
Oh my god. Oh my god. I swear. Did you hear that? Aaron, are you
Aaron,
okay?
okay.
And then I immediately fell and like busted my fucking head open. Like, no, Aaron, I'm concussed. I'm concussed, friend.
Wait, Barry, have you seen the time I edited Mimi's laugh? Because, like, I'm proud of the edit to this day. Of how I edited Mimi's laugh. In the... Oh my god, okay. So, this was in Twinkly 23mas. Where would it be? 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 Probably a little further back. Yes, here. I mean, that kind of works. Yeah, you see enough of the screen, that's fine. Deal with it.
I would be terrified if I saw you with an axe. I do be throwing axes. I have done axe stuff before. No one. Oh.
I'm so proud. I'm so proud of the little kettle edit, okay? Thank you. Thank you very much. But yes, I love Mimi's laugh. Wait, you won't know this lore either. Like, I was friends with Mimi for, like, well over a year, maybe, like, approaching 2 years before she ever streamed, and I had, like, been friends with this person for so long, and I'd never heard her voice, and I'd never heard her laugh. And on her first Twitch stream, I sat in this chair and like shed a tear because I was like, "Oh my god, she's like so amazing." It was very cute. It was very cute. I remember the first stream because I was like, "Oh, oh." It was very cute. Okay, why is this clip titled Creeper?
The ball. Oh my gosh, that's Mary's shirt. Oh my gosh. Can I look for the pies? I found. Oh, who the fuck are you? Oh my god, he is fucking Creeper.
Oh man. Sorry.
Ash! Ash!
Okay, I think Ash and Grey Skies clipped that just because they wanted to. A sort of blue clip, Gravity. Part one of many, probably.
Okay. Oh, he has lots of Russo. Oh, fuck. This is fucking stupid. Oh, God. Oh, God, why? Why? No! Oh, fuck!
Whoa, that's a long fall. Huh?
It's tightly guarded by hardened old hands.
Ayo, nobody finger her.
Try the opening right here.
No!
No.
Why did my brain... I was reading your message. Nobody tell her. And then I was thinking about hands, and I'm just like, fingers, yes.
Why is she like this?
My brain.
Okay, so beating Margit, that's probably not going to be a funny clip. That's going to be a, like, momentous occasion.
Sneaking around. What is slapstick? What will we be worried? Oh, okay. A lot of... Okay.
Incredible.
Oh, that makes... I knew what slapstick was. Oh my god. Yeah, no, they were right. They sure were right. Be wary of left. Be wary of left. Okay, I didn't think it was gonna actually be a fucking jump scare. This little... Okay, bye. Is his face shiny still or no?
Hello, the real mythological. Hello, how are you doing? I hope you're doing good. Thank you for stopping in. We're just watching some of my friends' Twitch clips.
He died with me, I suppose.
So I can go through and make a compilation video. Oh, thanks. But yes, I'm doing good. I hope you are as well.
Is that if I go down there, sneak past...
Barry, you can show up because we've known each other for more than like a minute, okay? Like, be calm. You're doing good. I'm glad.
Past everyone, which there's no way in hell I'm sneaking past everyone.
So, I'm on the channel of, where is it? Down here. My friend It Memes. And so at the end of each year, I make a clip compilation of my friends just for fun. And like for us all to look back on and enjoy, like my friends who stream. So I'm going through and just finding the clips that I want to include this year.
It's going to work. Yes. And if I go to that ladder and sneak in past there, I can go back up there and save my ruins. Right. That is the way forward. Cast fireball, my pet.
What was that noise?
Fireball. Oh fuck! Did I did not foresee this happening.
Nice one.
I
Oh no, AI Mimi again. Oh no.
The dirty chonkers. They're so nasty.
Ethosarko asked me, what do you think of the giant rats in Elden Ring? Real memers doesn't like them, but they're like giant stuffed animals, right? Oh my god. Giant rats in Elden Ring. They're more like fuzzy little nightmares than stuffed animals. Honestly, I mean, sure, they look kind of cute until they decide to gnaw on your face. It's like, thanks for the warm welcome to this hellhole.
Thank you for the follow.
Coffee and dodging chaos. Can we get a giant cheese wheel to distract them instead?
Sure, AI memers.
Yeah.
Oh my god, a clip titled "My scenes may be broken, but so am I." Sorry, yeah, it's a bit loud. I could turn it down, to be fair. Alert box. Down a bit. We should be good. Hello, Blair. Hello. How are you, lovely? I hope you're doing good. Girl, why is Mimi clip this? Thanks, Beb. Thank you. Whoa, it's like 4 AM. Go to bed. Not set up. Shit.
Go to bed.
There you go. Go to bed. Sleep doesn't exist. Okay. No, you don't, Paul. No, you don't second that. No. I've missed going to bed. I know you have. I know you have. I know you have, Berry. You've missed going to bed.
Okay, see? He didn't know I was there. That was dumb.
But yes, how are you doing, Blair? I hope you're doing well. How's things?
Ass. Okay. Don't shoot me. Stop it, please. Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? Oh. Oh!
Nice.
That was a happy accident.
Yes, you
That
do.
is
Everybody
what I
does.
call a fucking happy accident. Oh.
I do not have a podcast. No, I do not think I could get through. I could yap that much. But I appreciate the nice words. Thank you. Ew.
I give it a oof.
Barry, do you want to start a
Can't
podcast
decide
with
if
me?
you're hot or you're cold. You're hot and you're cold. You're yes and you're no. Oh. I almost fell off the oh, goodbye.
Sensational. Good, yeah, but anything random everyone wants to listen to. Oh, thanks.
That's kind of funny.
She does, but I think. Let me just check it. Certain someone's not here. No, I think it fell off. I don't think it's been uploaded to in quite a while. Let me have a little look. It Mima's VODs. Last upload a year ago. It's a very lethal Christmas. So literally just over a year ago. But if you want to watch Mimi play Twilight Princess, all of the VODs are up for that. And Breath of the Wild, all the VODs are up. That's basically it. But, you know, it there. It's though, so you might miss some. Oh, it's fine. They've been up there for
Yeah, they're the
ages.
apostates.
You
Why
take
would
your
anyone
time.
Leave the circle.
Grass is always greener on the other side, isn't it? It's better to never be brought to this
Oh, the face. I remember that one. The guy going.
I've heard of hedge witches who've managed to survive on their own.
So good.
Circle for a lifetime.
No, you go and lurk away. I appreciate you being here.
Then there are stories about the Dalish elf clans having great magic. Who knows what's truth and what's fiction when it comes
I
to
think
the
I'm supposed to be talking to that guy who's just staring at me, and he's just like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "Bitch, what you talking about, motherfucker? What you talking about?
What's
What
that?
was that?" He's just like, shooketh, right? Hi. I do have a save. Is it gonna be sus? I'm scared that my game is gonna crash.
Then allow me to show you what it means to touch the face of desire, creature. It is something you shall not soon forget.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. What was that? That one's not going on the YouTube VOD. That's for damn sure. Well, I mean, Mimi streamed it first, so if my channel gets taken down, I'll be pissed.
Smoochie from a demon. I sacrificed.
Oh yeah, you do, Bless. You do. Mm-hmm. On my Christian Twitch channel. Mm-hmm. Truly, truly.
Squeak, squeak, motherfucker. Wait, should I just run through it? Literally, what's the worst thing that could happen to me if I just ran through the fire? I might burn a little bit. Oopsie daisy. What's
Oh
the
yeah,
worst
sure,
thing
but I
that could
believe you.
happen? Like, what's literally the worst thing that could happen? I'm going in. Fuck it. Oh.
Nice, well done. It's me that you wanted to watch when you did catch that one music stream. That's true, yeah. I'll save this, but it might not end up in the VOD. Why is someone called Dabbled in what?
I forgot what I said. Private documents. Ooh la la. I want to dabble in people's private part. I'm private.
Excuse me?
I'm doing I'm face palming right now. I didn't mean to say that I was gonna dabble into people's private parts, but I did that. Oopsie daisy.
I'm sorry. I would just like to point out as well, by the way, that Mimi clipped this. So you can't see it because chat's popping off, but Mimi went back and clipped this herself. Just to point that out to everybody. Anyway. You never whipped back to Twitch so fast, that's so fair.
A statue of Andraste lies defiled. There's a small glass phylactery in the base, somehow sealed within an otherwise solid stone carving. Continue. The area is unnaturally cold. Dark shapes swirl around a slip of paper within the vial. Should I? I'm gonna take it. The glass fractures at my touch. I've just unleashed something. I unleashed something really bad. Oops. Fireball.
Me when... I don't know.
He's immune.
Okay, apparently I clipped this one.
Cool. What is that? And I was so focused on the shadow that I didn't even notice the fucking thing that was casting the shadow. It sounded like I hiccuped almost. I was like, like, that thing fucking scared me. I don't know. I'm just so easily scared in this game, I suppose, or in all games, I suppose. This is fine. I'm receiving that noise, please don't. What is that? And I was so focused on the shadow that I didn't even know.
I don't think the actual moment was in the clip. Oh well. Oh! Mimi's gone and clipped it, thank you.
What is that?
Just another Mimi random noise. Love that.
What is that?
Oh my god. Yep. 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 Truly, Paul, truly.
Oh. Not my character dramatically turning around. Oh my god. You know that the old
Oh my god, I know what she's
turning around
referencing.
that video from like
Dramatic
forever
Chipmunk.
ago? Like it was in like the Weezer Pork and Beans music video too, where it's like that the gopher, dramatic gopher. She literally did that. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Oh my god.
That is literally the funniest glitch I've seen this game. That's so fucking funny actually. Were they roommates? Did they have a love affair? The tea.
Oh my god, they were
the tea
roommates.
thickens. The tea is soup. The tea is soup. What the fuck?
Okay, nice one, Mimi. Nice. They were roommates. Yeah, in other yaps, you were shopping for laptops because yours is dying. Oh no. But what does that mean for you? Because I know you were like humming and hawing about getting a desktop PC. Or would you get another laptop? Would you get a gaming laptop like I know you had before? What would you do? What would you do? What would you do? Keep seeing games on Switch, but Steam's cheaper. That's so true. New laptop. I suspect that Twinkly Tor has just bought or is going to buy in the next like 2 days a new laptop. I think she's going to do it because she's mentally checked out of her current laptop. So I think she's going to buy a new one soon. Love that for her though. I do love a new laptop moment. I've only ever owned one laptop, and then I bought this PC, and then I basically have never used my laptop again. So, sick.
We heard your test, but then it cut off the sub. Yeah, I'll rip. Do I just chop off the limiter?
Okay, I don't think we need to watch this because it's literally Mimi testing the mic. Oh, Picture Man!
Okay.
I remember
so
Picture
I
Man.
watched the last Spider-Man film. They showed.
We had a family PC, then even if had laptops till you got your PC in first or second uni. I got my PC before? No, in second year uni. Well, in between first and second year of uni, I got my laptop, my PC. Yippee! And then I never looked back because PC's nice.
All of them. Okay. Last night was the final. Ooh. Okay.
Since you bought your tablet, basically you don't use your laptop aside from gaming, and I believe it's kind of your first laptop for you. Oh, two separate things. Yeah, okay, nice. That's fair.
Oh my gosh.
This is Mimi reacting to a photo of me, I believe.
Amazing. Oh my.
I got to pass down from your mum. Okay, that's fair.
Cool. You got a picture man with the spiders. You got a picture man. My favorite superhero, Picture Man. I just combined picture and Spider-Man.
Picture Man, yes, yes.
Here he come, my Picture Man.
Did I? Did I do the thing or did I not do the thing? Is it here? It is. Oh my god. I made this because I'm insane.
I just couldn't see it. He was a thief! A criminal! He stole my suit! He's a menace to the entire city! I want that wall-crawling arachnid prosecuted! I want him strung up by his web! I
picture man.
I don't know. I think I made that at like fucking 1 in the morning. Don't hate me. I actually am. I'm so silly. I may in fact be so silly. You love videos so much. Blair, shut the fuck up. I can kind of show. I have a playlist of unlisted YouTube videos that are my silly, goofy little edits that like will never see the light of day. But Barry, you and I could go through some of them one day if you like.
No, I'm down to play anything with you guys.
You would very like it, okay. Like, this is going to be in the video edit I make at the end of the year, but I just had to make it in the moment. Not me just reacting to my own things now, I'm sorry. But just... when the little idea goes in my head, I gotta make it, okay? I gotta make it. And the little bokoblin batted Link, so I was like, You're a little silly goofy, yeah.
I'm such a dingle-dangus, actually. So, this is electric. It's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie.
What? What the fuck?
I'm such a dingle-dangus, actually. So, this is electric. It's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie.
Amazing, thank you. Yeah, exactly, you are my dad. Boogie, woogie, woogie. Nice.
Oh gosh, that's so wild. Oh my goodness.
What the hell was that, Mimi? Oh my god. Hi, Blair. Well done. Oh, okay.
Did you hear her crying in the background? Oh my gosh. You're gonna go eat? Sounds good, Shara. Sounds good. I literally just took...
Which title, Blair? To which title are you talking about? My stream title, or was it a clip title? I don't know.
my headphones off of one ear. And I am talking so loudly. Holy shit. You don't...
I guarantee you, Blair, I guarantee you that Mimi will say those words in this clip. It will not be me, Your Honor.
I think you did. That's okay. After she poops, she likes to scream.
Thank you. Exonerated.
I mean, like, I guess, same.
Same, apparently, yeah. What the fuck you mean, same?
Because that they would welcome purpose.
Okay, Bane. Sorry, you think darkness is your ally.
They would welcome you. Look at how small. That was dramatic as fuck. Holy shit! What the fuck was that, Anders? What the fuck was that, Anders?
Being drunk.
Proud of you. It's hard being so popular. Truly, it's a curse. Thank you. Thank you. Truly a curse. Thank you for thank you for that. This sadness envelops my soul. I'm like DJ Khaled suffering from success. Among Us. Perfect.
We are nearly there now, friends. We're nearly there.
Oh! Fuck! Ouch,
What in the
that
hell?
hurt. I just got fucking yeeted in the face with a fucking pot, bitch. Oh my god, that scared me.
My capitalism rights have been revoked. That is a very Bailey title.
Bad, actually. This feels real bad. This feels real bad. So I'm guessing they won't let me buy stuff here anymore. I assume I'm not allowed to buy stuff here anymore. My capitalism rights have been revoked.
Oh, I just did the same thing that Blair did. It was Mimi that said that, not even Bailey. Yeah, perhaps. Perhaps.
So there's a shard right here. I have to sneak my way over here. Fuck!
Ow. Oh,
I
hi.
still have 1 HP. I still have 1 HP.
That's fine.
Oh, whoopsie. Oh!
Oh.
Goodbye! Goodbye, bear! Goodbye, bear! Goodbye! Goodbye!
Bye, then.
Goodbye, bear! Get away from me! Get away from me! Can we not die?
Blair, you can shut the fuck up. You watch Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts. Pipe down. You're the problem, Blair. I love you. You're the problem. You can't say that.
This time. Oh, thank God.
That's what the skull helped you find? Right. Not ominous at all.
He's full on
I'm sorry. I'm passionate about Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts.
dilly-dallying. He's munching on some grass. He's living his best life. Like, is he napping? Are his eyes closed? Bruh. Get your foot off of there too. Are you stuck? I'm so sorry. I pushed him. I'm sorry.
Addicting personality and project outcomes. I mean, I have a bit of a TikTok problem. Yeah, I have a bit of a TikTok problem. But like Instagram and YouTube and Twitch needs to stay in its lane. Like Twitch, to be honest, no, Twitch, I kind of get it because it then makes it easy to export that content over to other platforms. So I don't mind Twitch being able to do vertical clips. I don't mind that. But yeah, but then you did the exact same thing on Instagram and YouTube, and TikTok's got the funniest content first, so pipe down. Pipe down.
But come on, let's not dilly-dally. He's on the fence about it. He hasn't decided whether or not he wants to follow me. He's on the fence.
I see what you did there, Mimi. I see what you did there.
He's on the fence.
What? Apparently, because that's all you do. No, it's not all you do. Oh, last page. Last page. Whoa. Last few clips. Oh, a webcam stream. Oh. For anyone that doesn't know, Mimi recently has been experimenting with webcam. Just a little bit. Not every stream, but a little bit. Mimi's been webcamming. And Mimi is like everything.
What if I just get angry? What if I just get angry?
Ugh. Ugh. That's not going in the YouTube video. Ugh. Cutie spotted. What, did you look in a mirror, Berry? I know. Mimi's like laugh combined with Mimi's face. Huge. It's huge.
Oh, Grandma's gone. We love that for her.
Why are we all in Halloween games? Why is that?
He got unstuck.
Oh my god. No, I need to see that again, actually. I'll take it back. That's amazing. Okay.
I'm doing okay. I just cuss a lot and I yell at people and I just fucking run. And that's my strat. Oh, a coin. Like I curse, I run, and I shit a little bit, and maybe pee poo poo in my drawers.
Thanks, Mimi.
But I also feel like I haven't seen. What the
Ew.
fuck is that?
Ew.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fucked. Does that thing come out? Does that thing come out? Is that him? Who is that? What is that? Oh, okay, no, this game is terrible. This game is actually terrible. You know how I said I was doing okay? I'm not doing okay.
I have no desire to play this game or even watch it beyond Twitch clips. I don't know what this is. I might have seen it. I think I might have seen it, but I don't know what it is.
Oh my gosh. I had to approve that. It's funny. Every single time I approve something like that, I swear, everyone's like, why'd you approve that? I am a monster fucker, loud and proud. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of that. You live your truth. You live that truth. I had to permit the term monster fucker. Snow, if you see this, I'm sorry, but also I'm not sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. 3 more clips. This is it now.
Oh god, why is it locked? Hello? Oh, it's not locked. Okay, bitch. What's in that? Which? Oh, that's.
What in the hell face did she pull?
Which? Oh, that's.
My god.
This safe room actually feels like not safe at all. Actually, it feels not safe. It feels the least comfy, least safe room that there's ever been. I'm going to save my game because I'm nervous. I was gonna say
That's
I
fair.
don't know why. I know why. Oh, it closes. Oh, that's convenient. Okay, now I feel safe. Thank you, game. Did she have bazongas? I didn't check. I was.
That's an important question. Okay, a Balatro clip. Let's go.
So, like, what if? What if? Oh my god!
Whoa!
Oh my god! What are the fucking odds of that? Holy shit! What are the fucking odds of that?
That does not surprise me. Love that.
Holy shit! What the fuck?
Sensational. Okay. That is it for Mimi's clips of the year. We could potentially check out my own clips. It was so fun, right? It was so fun, right? Oh, disgusting. Disgusting. Managed clips. Get me off that page. Jesus. Foul. Foul. Still only, you can't see it. Still only 9 views on that one clip. That's clearly broken. Right. So, I was thinking for this one, most of my funny clips have come from this year. Wait, there's a lot of clips. What have you been doing, everybody? Most of the clips are from this year, so it wouldn't take me that long. What's Snow Astley? I will show you Snow Astley. Where is it? We've had a life-size cardboard cutout of Rick Astley. As in, never gonna give you up. That guy. You know. You know the guy. You're welcome. The arms as well. Okay, the arms, the terrible posture. Right, so what clips are funny? I love how there's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 clips before I lived here on my whole channel. Okay, they're like kind of funny, but yeah. I don't think they're YouTube worthy. Anyway.
Sorry, slight tech issues.
Oh, my microphone's so much worse.
I can do a lelly plays, hang on.
That's not going on YouTube.
I'm stop that.
Anyway.
I'm so sorry. The impulsive thoughts warn everybody.
Oh, Barry, that was before you joined the stream. Yeah, I might save that one, you know, that's quite funny.
I'm so sorry.
That's quite funny from me. Right. You would have been choking from laughter. Truly.
Is that it? That's gotta be it then. Surely. Surely. Hey. I think I just had her boobs on backwards. Oops. Don't you hate it when that happens, am I right?
What? Huh?
Anyway.
Huh?
Blah, 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 blah,
I think I know what that clip is. Is it just a hair flick?
blah. I haven't had any biscuits because you made me have a sweet. Hang on. Self-care.
Oh, cute. My hair was so long. My god. My hair was long.
Sorry, I had to do that.
Why am I like this?
I'm looking at the mic. I hope you can't actually hear me chewing. That would be grim.
Okay, nice one.
This background, the like, you know, the mountains and the sun and stuff. Right, because when I
Oh,
brought it
I remember
over,
this. Yep.
My settings, it brought the other ones over as well. And I didn't know that was a thing. So I'm going to try and change it on the fly. And let's just see what happens. But this might, like, break everything. I don't know.
Sensational. Absolutely incredible. I crashed. For reference here, I crashed my OBS trying to show something. I broke it all. It was fucked. Angie,
I'm sorry. I'm disobeying.
Big trouble in Little China.
Barry, did you watch my Lake playthrough? I don't think you were here for this. Lake was 2023. I don't think you were here for this bit, were you? Barry, I need you to come round here and play Lake for me. Like, sit on my sofa and just play Lake, and I'll just sit and watch. Like, please.
Ooh, the carpenter. This ought to be a ride.
You didn't tell me that.
Mhm.
Are these actual, like, real movies, by
And
the way?
it's endlessly quotable.
I actually did not know
Yes,
that.
sir. The check is in the mail. You were right about it being a ride. Woo! Yep, that's Carpenter.
Why is he British? Why is the asshole just randomly British and sounding a bit like Ian McKellen? Like, what is that about? Do you mind? How dare you? How dare you? British people are mean. Alright.
I've had this on my head for 1.5 years. I've had my leaves for 1.5 years. Wow, okay. Anyway.
How dare you? people are mean. Alright. Fuck you. Get in the bin, alright? British people are mean. Fuck yourself. Sorry.
British people are mean. Go fuck yourself. Amazing. Why did I clip this?
Wait, what happened? What happened to the ex-wife, and is she still alive? That's the most important thing here. I don't know what he said. What did he say?
Okay, I clipped that one for myself. I can actually... Oh, it's my own channel. I can delete clips that are shit. Let's do it. Bye-bye. Oh, I love this clip. I love Not Like This.
No matter how I try, I can't seem to find that special someone. Me neither, mate. Me neither. Tell me, Professor.
Oh my god, the black screen.
I have to do to find a girl.
Well, that's true.
I think the reason I'm alone is because I can't solve this puzzle. How I tried to solve it, but no matter how many nights I spend pondering it, the answer eludes me. Please help me, Professor. I don't want to spend the rest of my life talking to my stuffed animals.
The fact that Snow Bear was just on my lap is incredible.
Not like this. Oh no. Oh no.
Love that. Also, yes, Super Mario Odyssey.
You would never. Yeah, no, you wouldn't, because you're nice. Not like these miserable gets in my chat right now.
Oh, amazing. Oh no, it's called skill issue. Oh, this is the same moment. Okay.
My chat right now.
Wow, I'm incapable of giving any context at the end of that clip. It's just instantly cuts off.
Now, why would you go and tell us something like that? I bet you just want to set us up to war. Well, Mum's replied. Okay, that's fine. I bet you want to set up.
Okay, amazing. It's just me not reading.
Kind of picks up my whistling.
I love Lake. I want to replay Lake.
We're gonna. Whoa there! Steady on, you gobshite. In hell. Okay. We're calm. We're very calm here. Right, there is a speedrun strat.
I forgot I even streamed this game.
But I assure you I cannot do it. My strat instead is just go somewhat kind of fast-ish and hope for the best. Ah.
Nice one. Well done.
There's a box there. There's a box there. But now I have to get off.
Oh, yeah.
Squid
I think I know what happens here.
without dying. When I say this game's a bit wonky, it's a bit wonky. Mm-hmm.
Just a circle, the answer, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, Mimi, I'm sorry. Right. Oh, Mimi just clipped a clip of me saying, "I'm sorry, Mimi." Oh, we all know this clip, don't we?
I'm Solo. Okay, little chap, from now on, anywhere I go, you'll go too. Squeak. Fucking
It
hell.
seems wrong to hear it with a video now.
Got that
It seems
squeak,
wrong.
Jesus Christ. Wow.
Squeak. Thank you for the squeak, Pa. Thank you.
Scored as well. Oh, wow. Pin the thing. How do I pin it? Pin to channel. Where is it? Pin message. Yeah. Oh. Wowzers. Oh. You're welcome for VIP, Paul. You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh.
I think that was me yeah, like, from when I was trying to clip this. Which is me reacting to Squeak, which is amazing.
Where I go, you'll go too. Oh no! Jesus Christ!
Like, it's not going in the compilation, but I love me laughing.
Wow!
Oh, that's where that comes from, yeah. That's where the emote comes from, this clip. There it was! Oh! Oh, so cute. Recreated live. It's amazing. I know, there's so much going on. There's so much happening here.
Oh no!
Oh, I was in tears. It was so
That's
good.
going in fucking Twinkly 24. Jesus Christ!
Hey!
Oh, I love that. Oh. How do I feature the clip? Feature
Can we clip and react this next year? No. No, that's too far.
Oh.
Blair, clip this. No pressure, Blair.
You're visiting Dark Souls to finish New Game Plus. Nice.
I think I fall off it, don't I? Oh! I did not.
In. Thank you for the squeak, Berry.
Hey!
I feel like if I happen to be talking.
Nice. Oh, a twinkly toe clip.
Right, this is following a pattern, yeah. A5 to A3, A3 to C3, E1 to E3, G5 to E5, then the next one is going to be
Move that
C7
across.
to C5.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay, nice. Oh, rhyme! Oh, I love rhyme.
The way I, like, not even low-key, the way I high-key just jumped. Hang on.
I think I clipped that badly, didn't I?
Bam, come on. I'm trying to place a marker so I know to come back and have a look at this.
Oh, okay.
It was like, no.
That's fine.
I guess not. I don't know if that's a command, Mimi. It needs to be, but I don't know if it is.
You know what I did? I have rewatched my own playthrough of Rhyme. Because I really like it. I really like the game, and there's not many good like playthroughs on YouTube, so I just watched my own one back. Just once, but I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm doing it, and I watched my own playthrough.
Right. Last time I tried to add a marker and it just wouldn't let me. No, it doesn't let me do it.
Okay, here we go.
He's mounted the butt, indeed.
Huh?
Whoa, people! The disrespect that's just spat me out with. Wow. Oh.
Totally
The way
didn't
I,
jump.
like, not even low key. The way I high key just jumped.
Right, so let's delete the rubbish one and keep that good one. Don't blast through there now.
How do you go left and right, but not have up? Ugh. Oh, jump. Yep. Don't blast through there now. Don't like this. Ah, there you go.
I jump easily, okay? Leave me alone. Oh, and another one, I think, as well.
Whoa! What the hell is that?
Just no need for that. Absolutely no need.
Ew, 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 ew.
I know the year of me jumpies, truly.
Absolutely not, thank you.
Oh, and another one.
Yeah, I know the oxygen-rich plant. Yep. She's the new Waldo, honestly.
Okay, that was a bad one.
Nobody clipped that. Nobody clipped that. Fucking hell. Oh.
Yeah, I remember this one.
I'm hardened.
Nice. Nice one. Love that. Nice, thank you. I know, right?
So, I shall now go home.
When you accidentally step on the gas by accident.
What was that? What just happened? I'm gonna go to the anomaly. Do 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 do. Anomaly. Do 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 do. Sorry, I'm mentally unwell. Don't be nasty.
Mimi, my love, why have you clicked a loading screen?
Joel and Lely as well, actually, because I think you both missed it. Do you want to see a little show and tell? Unrelated to this game of something I've just done.
Thanks for that loading screen clip, Mimi. I love and appreciate you. Oh, another one. No.
Ah!
Whoa, that one was bad.
Oh, I hate this shit. Oh.
Okay, this clip is called Skill Issue. I think I know what it is.
Password?
Literally.
Oh. I see. The password is called Skill Issue Yeet. Get wrecked.
Cute. We all need to play Animal Crossing again soon. Oh, I remember this one as well.
That this up here is Akala, and specifically up towards the Akala ancient
Death
tech lab.
south part of the
And I
map,
think
could
that
be
over
wrong.
There is the swirl. You know the swirl bit in Tears of the Kingdom where there's that
that one memory where we where everybody cries. I think that's the swirl there. So that would put us on a bit of a shallow slope. Roughly in line with that. And then the path worms.
Yes, it is Barry, yes.
I think we are about there. Bosh!
Insane.
Let's go. Let's go. Didn't even see the details. Dang, you're so good. I have autism, thank you.
Slatism, truly. Truly slatism. We don't need to watch that one back, that's fine.
This is on a Wii U, so yes, it is original-ish hardware. Ooh, 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 ooh. Awesome. Awesome! Wow. Thinking about it, that route's slow, isn't it?
I love Mario Kart Wii. You're welcome for the pin as well.
And just like that, we are in last place. Speedrun. Oh, yeah, speedrun. Yes, yes. Very fast. Sure. Sure. In my defense, I'm playing with the Honeycomb.
Ultimate display of skill, by the way.
What? I know, right?
Oh, I remember this one.
I was like, I still don't fully get the copium meme, but I can't have somebody that's 30 explain it to me, so I'm too afraid to ask now. Sorry, I couldn't keep a straight face after that. Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, you remember because you probably watched this clip yesterday, didn't you, Barry?
Love you. Oh, sevens for Mimi, yes, yes. Go back to the care home, Grandma. It's fine. Also, how did you manage that? If that chat's been dead for 2 years, how did you do that? How did you do that? How did you do that? Drunk. Drunk.
Incredible. Incredible memes, incredible scenes. Drunk.
How did you do that? Drunk. I can't believe I'm meeting Luke from the future.
Oh no, not the voice.
Eh?
Thanks for that clip, Barry. Thank you for that. Eh? Oh, I know this clip. I think I've already got it downloaded.
Let me just drop in.
But thank you. Thank you very much.
Through the floor. Love that.
No, don't know what you mean.
See, post-it notes. Better than going into a menu, y'all. Not the zoom-ins. That was like a snow edit coded zoom-in. What was that? He jamming, he jamming. Oh, oh, oh. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Hot. What a hot beat. Whoa. Yeah. Yahoo. What a nice tune. Just like that, my depression is all gone.
I wish it were me.
This is the door clip, isn't it? I think
It's full now.
Yep, it is. Oh, Sabine's favourite clip. Sensational. I love it. I love it. Just like, huh? Huh? Oh, fuck off. Not Jabu Jabu.
Ruto is actually just chilling, yeah?
He's so gorgeous. Link, love that for you. I mean, unless you mean Darunia, in which case, you know, go off.
Love that.
I don't think that's
please do be on
YouTube
top.
worthy, but it's quite funny.
Oh, yes, this is everything.
Link in that camera angle. Okay. Amazing. Oh, same moment. Okay. Twinkly Tour popping off with the clips. Thanks, Vic. If you ever see this, thank you.
Right. Let's get out of this place, because I don't like it in here. Shut the fuck up. Oh, I'm not going back in. No, no, no.
I really enjoyed Ocarina of Time.
Right. Can you not, like, do this? Okay, cool.
Why have you, Barry, typed Bro's
Unfazed.
about to become a furry?
Ooh. He's without
Sus.
head.
Sus.
Just lounging between enemies. Yeah, no, it's fine. I'll just deal with them, mate. Don't worry.
Oh, the inflatable tube thing.
Won't get you through. Take a little adventure holding her. I feel like I've adventured everywhere that I can with her. Because I went into the room with the inflatable tube thing. Sorry, I just called that
I
on the
love that.
webcam. I went to
I don't think so, Barry. Oh no. Oh no.
What the fuck is that? Is that a banana?
It's a banana.
What? Okay. Okay.
It's a banana.
Don't come at me. That's just how I say it.
Banana, banana. Tomato, tomato.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I got
Fuck
that
you.
American in me.
I know this clip as well. I like this one.
Oh shit! We're missing a tire!
Oh dear.
Oh, this is
The banana
great.
one, I love that for you.
Who could have foreseen this?
We're missing a tire. This is fine. Will this help the tire?
How is it nearly half
It should
11?
do, yeah.
What? Huh?
It sure did. Incredible. We're going back in.
Why are we going back in? Why are we doing this? It's gone wrong immediately. Why?
We need a gun.
We need nothing in this place. Yippee.
This bit.
Nice.
I'm gonna go to one of those fairy holes and get a couple of fairies. And probably also go to Kakariko. Because I think it's been a while since I went to the Skull House.
Fairy holes, yes, yes.
Yes. What? Which specific thing did I say? Was it fairy hole? I suspect it was fairy hole. Fairy hole, yeah. Oh, this isn't the fairy hole. We got the wrong hole, everybody. But there is one around here.
sure there is. Is it down here? There's an archway. Okay, let's do the water one. Fucking hell! Jesus Christ! I was not happy with that one. I was not a fan. What is that? Oh, wholesome stuff. Stream chat. You know how I... Oh, wait, no, I know what that was. No, that's not a thing. Oh, this clip. So, you know what happens? Like, the certain thing I've got with the Koroks in Echoes of the Wild, where they perhaps maybe change their dialogue. Well, I didn't announce that on stream, and I was just waiting for somebody to notice it. And this was like the first one we did, and I was in hysterics trying not to show it. Is this a Korok? Yeah, Korok! Yeah! Bye. Just trying not to show it, trying not to laugh. What was that? Still funny. What is that? Oh, an acorn. Nice. No, not watching that clip again. No, maybe not. Oh, Snow Riders! Clip by Barry, of course. Maybe I am good at this game at home. Don't clip that. I know you want to clip that. Certain people in the chat, don't clip that. Yeah, we know you are. No. Yay! Whee! As per usual, my mother's texted me. Slay, sensational. Is this a shortened one of the same moment? As per usual, my mother's... Okay. Clean. Because the rain is about to stop, and then it will stop. It will be not raining for 4 hours. So I need to speed run this. Otherwise, it's going to be a long day. I remember this as well. Moo. Moo. But it's already been like half an hour. I don't think I can do this. No, 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 no. Disaster. Hi, bestie. How are you, friend? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. I miss you. Oh, yeah, no, me too. How are you? I feel like it's been so long and it's only been like a few days. How are you? I hope things are good. Tell me everything. Oh, Barry clipped this one because I asked somebody to. That's cute. Whee! Nice. I mean, thanks for the leg up, you little nerd, but no thanks. Not the you little nerd. Oh, yep, Snow Astley, we have to put that one in, don't we? Snow Astley has to go in. Oh, I just love these clips because they're just funny. Because if I'm right, something hilarious is going to happen. Oh, it didn't happen. Take your
It's been a
time.
long time since I've done this, I'll be honest. Ah, shit.
I'm having such a skill issue right now. There we go.
Oh, love it. Bro has no idea what just happened to him.
Don't know what you mean, Barry. Don't know what you
That's
mean.
So good.
Don't know what you mean. What happened here?
I have your picture.
Lore accurate link for real.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking scary, isn't it? Wow.
That's a good picture.
My apologies. That sound was not very dignified, was it? Pardon me, I'm all better now.
Oh,
That
hello.
Lionel, how terrifying. One look at this, and I doubt anyone would get any reckless ideas about visiting Polymus Mountain. Thank you.
Right, we can watch them, but I don't think they're going to be in the YouTube video, are they?
It was so vibes. It was so vibes. Thanks for the stream again. Thanks again. I appreciate it. I appreciate being here. Yeah. Usually I would say
Yeah, of
I'll
course
stream
you
on,
are.
like Saturday. I'll have to talk to my girlfriend and let you know, because I don't know what plans may materialize over the weekend. We'll see. But I'm sure I'll stream like one of the weekend days.
Memi, hello. Hi.
I'm sure, but I will let you know in advance. What's happening,
Refresh
of
the
course.
website.
It was so.
This? Oh, Inception. I love that. Also, hi, though. Hi. Hi. I hope you're doing good. Oh, is this a thing now? Are we just building more and more clips of this? Hi from Lug. Hi, Mimi.
It was so fun, right? It was so fun, right? Oh, disgusting. Disgusting. Managed clips, get me off that page. Jesus.
Thank you, Memi. I know you're lurking. It's so okay. I did see you were streaming earlier. I wanted to hop in, but I had to go live myself. So I hope your stream went well. Whatever you were up to. I think all I saw was you were just chatting. If you played a game later, I hope that went well as well. But yes, thank you for clipping that. I will be clipping that one. You were crashing, but thank you. That's so okay. Oh yes, I did. Not that it's bad. I did see the Discord, the Discord pings I'm currently sitting on. Oh, it's hacked. Oh, I shouldn't show that. You couldn't see it. Sorry. There you go. 4 notifications from your server just because they were like crashing and stuff. But that's so okay. I hope it did go okay. But like, yeah. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. I hope you did okay. I hope it was fine. You could still enjoy it as much as possible.
Fucking, you better not clip that. No.
Pinged something into my face, didn't I? What did I do?
Fucking, you better not clip that. No, absolutely
Nice.
not.
And I just, because that was thank you, just did some chatting. It was a cam day. Yes, I saw it was a cam day. Yeah. Love the vibes in the background. Oh, I'm so glad.
What did I send? You sent me. I kind of just want to show you when it arrives, but it would be such a pain.
Oh,
to actually
this
show
clip,
you.
yeah.
It's a desk mat, but it may be one of the most gorgeous things I've ever seen in my life. I have to say one of because I've got a girlfriend, but
Oh, I didn't actually show it in the clip, but it's arrived. You really can't see it because of the keyboard being in the way, but and the wire's really tight. Oh, okay. Oh shit. Oh shit. You can still hear me, can't you? That's not good. Please just say my USB slightly come out and I didn't just fuck my whole webcam. I don't know what USB it is. Oh, there was life there for a second. Oh. Oh, my soul left my body. Oh no. Okay, hi. I'm never doing that again. So I'll just have to show you a photo of it because I can't really pick it up because it's under my PC monitors as well. But I've bought a thing. I bought a new desk mat, and that's what it looks like. It's gorgeous. It's not going to focus. I should pull up the website. What am I doing? Pull up the website, you nerd. Oh yeah, there it is. There you go. Like, it's so gorgeous. And it's sold out, and I'm not surprised, because, oh my god, it's just a big desk mat. And it's gorgeous. Like, oh my god. It's so good. It's so good. Right. This one, I don't think I've downloaded it, but if I have, I'll do it again. I haven't. Good. Okay. So, that concludes clips. Nice. So, I've now got all the clips I need to make the video. It's going to take me so long to edit it. Like, so long that it's not going to come out anytime soon. Like, anytime soon. But that's okay. Proud of you, thanks. Thank you. Big jams. You got this, thanks. It's less of a skill thing, it's more just when am I going to have time to edit this. Hi, Vic. Hi. Vic, have you seen what we've been doing all stream, or have you literally only just arrived? Because, oh my god. No, you just tuned in. I've been clip gathering for reasons, and we spent the last 2 hours watching Mimi's clips and maybe my own clips and finding good ones to download for reasons. I may as well say I've already got all of your clips, so that's not been covered today, but all of Mimi's clips and my own clips I've gone through and yes, downloaded them, and we found some bangers. We found some hidden gems that I forgot all about from meme. Like, oh my god, there's so many Mimi clips that are just funny. They're just funny.
Physical Uno? Fuck yeah. Scarecrow. Scarecrow.
It's so good for no reason.
What?
Like, why does her voice do that? I love it. I love it. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. But yeah. So that's what we've been doing today. I hope you're doing well though, Vic. I saw you've been editing. You've been editing stuff yourself. I haven't watched it yet, but I saw that Twinkly Tor, channel friend, channel bestie, Twinkly Tor, has uploaded a YouTube video, my first Souls-like experience, beginning my journey in Elden Ring, and it's nearly 50 minutes long. If anybody wants to go and watch Twinkly Tor play Elden Ring, do it. Do it. Oh, do it. Like, it's so good. I've not seen the video yet, but it will be so good because it's Vic. Like, oh my god. But yeah. So, are you doing perhaps? Because I know you said to me, you wanted to do like Elden Ring stuff and maybe your own compilation. Have you been doing that? Is that what you're working on now? Oh, and have you bought a new laptop? Are you going to buy a new laptop? I don't know what else I've got to ask you. What's going on in your life? How are you doing? How's everything? I don't know. I miss you. Hope you had an amazing day. I did okay. I did okay. I just had work. Barry was in work as well, which always makes for a good time. I've had a bit of a headache, but it's fine. It's okay. I know, like, just when I get, like, when Vic comes into my chat, I'm just like, questions. Oh my god, because I like talking to Vic and I like knowing what's going on. That's what you started to say. Ooh, nice. You started going through your 2024 clip and downloading them to probably do a compilation similar to what you did last year. I love that. I love that. I've gone through and I've got... I may have some clips set aside. I may have some clips set aside from your good self. Hee hee. Hope work was good for you both. Sorry about that. It's okay. Work was alright, of course, once I should have been in bed. Yeah, Barry was in before me, but then left before me as well. So, like, you know, oh well. But that's okay. Oh, yeah, Vic. I may have purchased, I may have bought, I know you won't, like, just recognize this. Hopefully this doesn't crash my PC or anything. Oh, I hear my PC going like, oh god. I may have invested in... So I use Sony Vegas. Oh, it's still hacked. How can I reset the size? Can I just... Oh, no, I can't. Come back, thank you. I can't think of a better way to do it than this, I'm sorry. There we go. So yeah, I have bought Vegas Pro 2021. Well, Vegas Pro 21. Because I was on Pro 18, which, like, cringe. So now I'm on 21. Hee. So I don't really know what I can do yet, but apparently I can do something. I can do, like, more things, and it's going to be better and not crash as much, and yeah, it's going to be good. For your last question, no, you didn't end up getting a new laptop, but you're heavily considering it. Yeah, that's so fair. That's so fair. Love the stream title so much. Sorry, Mimi's great, yeah. Well, I was worried. She hasn't turned up, but I was worried that she was going to just drop into stream and I'd be, like, balls deep in her Twitch clips. So, like, you know, I was like, But, you know, yeah. No, it's good. It was good. No, it's been a fun stream, and yeah, it's been great. Because I was debating, shall I not stream and do some editing? But I can't edit until I've got all the clips. So I might as well just share that. We could all watch some clips together, and I know people like Barry hasn't really, and Blair, don't really get the chance to watch much Mimi because of time zones and everything. So, yeah, no, it was a nice time for all of us, for me to relive the clips and for Barry to just be like, what the fuck is happening? But yeah, no, it's great. It's so good. Stream idea, so here for this, especially because our communities. Yeah, for sure. Because then, like, there have been people in the, like, you know, at the start of stream, Bailey was in here, and Bailey was like, "Oh my god, I'm loving all these, you know, memories," and it's so sweet. It's so nice. We love this. So wholesome, yeah. I need, I need to get some more clips though. Because, yeah, no, there's some more clips that I need to get, because if I recall correctly, there was a karaoke stream once, and I need to go through and find the moments from that. Maybe, possibly, who knows? Who knows? Oh, not the titty chicken jump scare. No. Wait, I've got a folder there called Snow Clips. What's that? Oh, I don't need that anymore. Let me... Sorry, I'm just doing some file organization now. So I've got that. And that can go. Yeah, okay. Wow, I've got 11.2 gigabytes of Twitch clips from 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. Wow. Wowie zowie. I may have a problem. Oh, all the music's here. Oh, cool. Yeah, because I remember rendering it, I had some problems. Sorry, I'm just talking basically to myself right now. Oh, this is cute though. So cute from all of us. Okay, nice, love that. So, I didn't know what to do for the rest of the stream, really. I was thinking if there's time, we could play some Echoes of Wisdom. Vic, I've played Echoes of Wisdom. Vic, oh, you weren't here last stream, were you? I played some Echoes of Wisdom now. I've done the first, the first dungeon. But I forget what the dungeon was called. I think you call it the End of VOD and you look, that's so fine. But, oh, I love that. So, I was going to maybe play some more today, but we don't have time. We don't have time. You've got to get back into it. Well, it's so good and it's so cute. Like, from what I've done, that was it, yes, Southern Temple or Southern Mansion or something, I don't know. But, yeah. I really enjoyed my time with it so far, and I want to play some more, but we do not have time today. So then I was like, ooh, I could play some Balatro. I don't have time to play Balatro today, because if we do that, I'm going to be here for an hour. So, I don't know. We can just yap and... I don't know. Yeah, I hope you're doing well, friend. I'm sure I had more things to tell you, you know. I know! Vic. Wait right here. Let me show you a new t-shirt that I got for Christmas. I'm gonna cry. Like, it's so pretty. What? What do you mean? Like, I did not choose this t-shirt. My parents, because I've like ranted to them about the film, my parents were like, they just did it themselves, and I was like, oh my god. Oh my god. They did well. They did so well with this t-shirt. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with Wild Robot. Like, I'm still in like October in a movie theatre. That's like where my head is still. Because I can't cope. I love that film. And it comes out on DVD in January. So I'm going to buy it and probably watch it with my parents and then watch it with Barry and watch it by myself, probably. Like, I love the film. And watch it with, like, Potato. And maybe I can persuade Blair to watch it. I don't know. I'll just watch it with everybody. Vic, do you want to watch it in Discord? We can so do that as well. We can just keep watching Wild Robot over and over again. It was so good. So good. You so would. Oh, Discord movie night for Wild Robot. And we all just cry together. Yes. Yes, because I would. I absolutely would for Wild Robot. Oh my god. I think that's the headline 2 Christmas presents I've got to show you. That t-shirt and Echoes of Wisdom. Yeah. Slay. Love that for me. And how was your Christmas, Vic? I hope you had a lovely time, whatever you did. Did you go and see family? Did you have a quiet one with Brandon? I hope, whatever you did, I hope it was lovely. Yes, show and tell. It's so good. We love a good show and tell here. What is that? Oh, wow, okay. It was chill, just some low-key family dinners and stuff. I love that. I love that for you. That's so good. Ooh. Ooh, sleepy. Oh, and you have New Year plans, Vic. And anyone else. Except Berry, because I know what your plans are. Wait, no, Berry, I don't fully know what your plans are. What are you doing? We can DM later, but, like, have you thought any more about what you're going to do for New Year? But everyone else, what are your plans for New Year? Because for Paw, it's in less than 24 hours. And for me, it's in 24 hours and 9 minutes. Love that. And Vic, you've got a ways off. You're a ways to wait. Just chilling at home. Love that. You don't really think you may just stay in and chill. Maybe hang with Sissy and Brandon. Pretty casual girls. I love that, though. I love that for you. That's so good. I never do anything for New Year. Yeah, 22 hours for you, for sure. It's coming, it's coming. Can't believe it's almost 2025, I know, right? Crazy. So crazy. I had, yeah. You know what I, remember about New Year's, generally? Was I remember that I was editing Twinkly 21, the original one, on New Year's Eve, and didn't even realise that it turned midnight until I heard fireworks outside, because I was, locked into the edit. And I was I didn't even realise, and I heard fireworks, and oh, that's what it is. Because, yeah, I was editing it. But I always think of that at New Year now, and it's very cute. It'd be like that, though. Oh, yeah, so, Twinkly 24, it's coming, but she's going to be so late. It's going to be by the end of January that video is going to come out, because, I have a lot to edit, and my personal life has kind of popped off. So, yeah. It'll take me a while, but I'll get there. And it's going to happen. Okay, yeah, time to for the edits, no deadline. Exactly. I love that you're thriving in your personal life. I know, look at me go. Because I'm always like, yeah, I'll just edit it in December, it's fine, I've got nothing to worry about. And then at the end of November, the plot started plotting, so I was like, oh, okay. Love that for me. But yeah. Speaking of plot, there she is. Hello. I know. Okay. Hi. Hello. It's us. Hi. We're the Lovebirds. It's us. Okay. Keep a little lid on it, Barry. You got this. You got this, girl. I refuse to turn into like that couple that won't shut the fuck up. Like, we're not doing that. But, you know. You don't got this, girl. You got this, girl. You got this. No. Oh. So, I have a Twinkly24 dilemma. Because I always start the videos with this music, because it's like just the meme at this point. This is just what you do. I've not found any clips, or many clips, that particularly have this vibe to it this time. So I don't know how I'm going to start the video. I can go through all the clips again and be like, yeah. But we'll see. We'll see. What the fuck is Magic's travel map? What is this? Oh. Oh, wow. No, that's so cool. Huh. Sorry, I'm heavily distracted, but I've just figured out. So I upgraded the Oh. Sorry, I can't speak. Stop it. That's cool. So, like, you know when people do, like, travel videos, and they're like, so I went from London to Edinburgh. It's not the best I've ever seen. Wait, oh. But like, you know how they do the thing? Oh, I don't know how this works. Oh, yeah, there you go. Like, you know how they show travel in a video, you can like set that up. I just figured out how people do that. It doesn't look great, I'll be honest. I've seen it better. I've seen it better executed. Presumably in other programs. But like, I didn't even know I installed this, and apparently I have. So that's cool. As like part of that package when I installed the new Sony Vegas, I must have got that with it. That's cool. That's cool. Love that for me. And the thing I installed as well, it gives me two different video editors. It gives me one that's, I think, more like Vic, the one you use. Oh, ew, 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 ew. But I feel like this one looks more like what you use. And you can get like all the effects and templates and audio and stuff. And then the one I typically use anyway, which is more like, But interesting. I feel like this one's better for text. Like adding text to stuff. Because on my one, like adding text is really shit. That's why like my text only ever like fades in, fades out. Like that's all it does. There's no like interesting stuff going on with it. Vegas Pro 21. And Destined iMovie's awful. It's kind of rough on the... Well, it's fine to add the text and to get it in position, but if you want to animate the text beyond fade in, fade out, it's horrendous. It's so rough. But apparently, Pro Type Titler is good. Just download Tesla Cam over green screen. Oh wow, you have to do it like that. Oh my god. No, not fucking travel maps. The other one, thank you. No, okay, to be fair, Vic, that is worse. What you've just described is worse. Because I can go into media generator. Oh, there they are. Oh, it imports it. Oh, that's cute. Okay, so if I want to like bring my text in, and I can be like, hi there. So then I can. Oh, it's down here now. Ooh, okay. So I can like grow shrink it and move it around and stuff, and it's not bad. To be fair, it's not bad. But if you want to animate it... Hi, Mimi, hi. Hello, lovely. How are you? I'm casually learning how to video edit. Yeah, okay. But then... What does this do? Centered. So then... that didn't do what I thought it was going to do. I thought... I had a bunch of effects here, but apparently I don't. Maybe that doesn't solve all my problems then. Oh well. So, hi, hello. What we've been doing today, you may recall, Mimi. It memers. You may recall a certain video that I made, maybe give or take around about a year ago. So, we may have spent the last 2 hours watching all of your Twitch clips from the last, let's say, about 1 year. Perhaps, potentially, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, or from the last year, maybe all of them. Perhaps, maybe. Because, Your Honour, I'd already done this for Vic off stream. And I was like, you know what, I need to get all Mimi's ones. Should we just do it on stream? Should we just fucking do it? So, we may have done that and watched them. Ooh. So, yeah. But, something you can get excited about. Yeah, no, sorry, Mimi, because I was like, if you come in at the time and I'm just watching your clips, it's going to be awful. But, I may have been perhaps on a certain someone else's clips as well, for reasons. I feel like this year I've had a lot of funny clips. So I may have got loads of them as well, to maybe put in the video. And now we're at the end of the stream, so I'm just yapping away. I'm just living my best. So, you know, we're doing good. But yes, how are you? How are you doing, lovely? I hope you're doing well. How are things? How's life? You okay-ish? Okay. Are you still off work for the holidays, or are you still in quite a lot? But I hope whatever you're doing has been going well. Kind of low-key depresso, but like slay. No. But okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sure. No, yeah, I hope you're doing well. If ever there's anything you want to, if there's anything I can ever do, you let me know. I would love a Discord call one night if that would do you any good, but don't worry if you're not in that headspace right now. I think you have Wednesday off. That would be New Year's Day. Do you have New Year's Day off? Nice. Can't relate. You would love, okay. Yeah, once you get in a headspace, that's okay. That's okay. We can do it whenever. It might take 2 business days. That's so okay. We can wait to visit. Oh, Mimi and Vic, if you're here, I felt the urge to play Fortnite. And, like, I only ever play Fortnite when you all make me. But, like, I felt the urge to play Fortnite. Like, today, I was like, I kind of want to play. No. You're so good, Vic. You're so good. No worries. So, yeah, we should all do that sometime. Because I feel the disgusting urge, exactly, to play the censored word. I love a little fart night. Love that for you. Oh, fart night, not fart night. Yeah, it has been too long. You know what I thought about today as well? Like, we're not doing this now, but I was like, wouldn't it be so cute if we all played, like, Jackbox again? Like, do you remember my birthday stream this year and we played, like, Fortnite and Jackbox? That was, like, the best stream I've ever done. I'd love to do that again sometime soon. That was so fun. It was so good. It was so good. I would love to do that again sometime. And I love Jackbox. I love Quiplash. And silly goofy games like that. Maybe plotting for 2025. What are you plotting for 2025, Mimi? What are you plotting? Your return. Oh god. Okay. No, I'm very excited. I miss streams. Your last stream I couldn't even watch because I was like deceased. I was like on my sofa at 1 in the morning, like and I got a notification that It Memes has gone live, and I was like, oh no. I love Mimi, but no. So I'm sorry. It truly be like that. Yeah, no, I could not cope with it. But I love you and want to watch more of your streams. I mean, I've spent the last 2 hours watching your stream through Twitch clips, so I would love more of that. Maybe. I love a good Mimi stream. For real, for real. Didn't catch all that, but you were lolling when you were beefing with the cannibals. Oh my god. Oh, that was it as well, when it was Sons of the Forest, and I was like, no. No. But you know. I love a good Mimi stream and a good Twinkly Tour stream. Yes, yes. We should all stream as much as we can. Absolutely. Because I love it and miss it. Oh, I miss it. The cannibals wanting to catch these hands. Yeah, with their mouths to eat them. Yes, yes. Need to make the most out of TwitchCon. Ooh. Ooh, TwitchCon. They were asking like Sims. Oh my god. Incredible. Is this confirmed that you're both going to TwitchCon? Because I love that for you. I love that for you. Yeah. I want to lock in as much as you can. Do it. Do it. Yes, do it. That's going to be so good. Yes. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm excited for you. That's going to be so good and so fun. You have 2 hotel rooms booked. Is that for you and Vic? Or are you planning on having that much baggage with you that you need 2 rooms? Sorry, that was the dumbest thing I've ever said. Nice. Maybe last year after... third year at cons. That's so fair though, Vic. That's so fair. You have so much baggage, bestie. We know, bestie. No. I would if IRL talks with you elsewhere. I think we've talked about this. I think we have. But as you're both here right now, if I was going to meet up with you all sometime, which I would love to do, I feel like away from TwitchCon is how I would maybe even prefer to do it. Like, I would love to pick a location and descend on it. Like, genuinely, I would prefer to not meet at TwitchCon. I would prefer to, like, fucking go I don't care. Go anywhere, but where there's not a bunch of crowds and a bunch of people to, like, network with. Like, I want to network with. You know, yeah, exactly. Like, it's kind of busy and chaotic. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, I'm so down to just go anywhere with a sofa and sit on it with you all and just, like, chat. Like, I'm so down to do that. Like, we just need to travel to where there's, like, a big-ass sofa that we could just sit on. It's like, I'm so down for that. But, yeah. Exactly, the people's best part. If you and JP won't mind to go, we can go this year. Okay, interesting. 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 Oh, is Peony going? Oh, if Peeny's going, that's going to be really cute. I love that for you. Google world's biggest sofa. Let's find it and let's go there. Yes, yes. Valley. Ah, We will make it happen someday. We absolutely will make it happen someday, because I would love to meet you and just... Mr. Ping was going, that's amazing. Okay. Yeah, no, I'd love to go and meet you all someday and just have the best chats and laughs and... yeah, everything. Oh, yeah, no, Bailey's just on site. Bailey's like... It's no... Well, I say no stress. It's still stress. But, like, you know... It's, like, no stress for Bailey to go, so... Love that. Yeah, it would be amazing. Exactly. Exactly. And Joel. I want to get Joel there as well. If Joel perceives and if Joel is up for it, I would love to have Joel there as well. Yeah. Joel. I love Joel. I love us. I love all of us. I love the Twinkly Besties. Cute. So cute. And yeah, Mimi, do you have any plans for New Year? Because I've asked Vic already. But yeah, do you have any plans for New Year, or is your plan to just like collapse? Besties, we are the Twinkly Besties. We are so good. Nara, that's so good. Hate to leave during a wholesome moment, but you gotta go do some building rounds. You're so good. You're so good, Vic. Go and do your literal paid employment job. It's so okay. See you guys soon, hopefully. I mean, I don't know how long you're going to be, because, like, it's gone midnight here, so we'll see. But, hopefully see you back. If not, I'll see you next year. Oh. Yes, but bye-bye, friend. Bye-bye. Maybe see you soon. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so original and funny. You'll probably go to bed at the same time as sleeping. That's fair. That is so fair. I love that for you. I love that for you. That's going to be so good. You could get like 20 minutes tops, if not by friends. Ooh, I actually don't know about that. I don't know about 20 minutes. I might have finished by then. But anyway, I love you very much. Go and do your job, and we'll chat soon, and probably chat in Discord, and yeah. Okay, bye. Bye, friend. Love you. Bye, 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 bye. Yes, love you. Love you. Chat soon. Okay. Not that I'm outroing myself, because I'm not. But I'm gonna refill my beverage as well. I'm gonna refill my drink. Brady has pneumonia. Oh no, I hope they're okay. I hope they're okay. Pneumonia never sounds good, but I hope it's as good of a pneumonia as you can get. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I hope they're like still at home and don't, yeah, Yeah, okay. They're not okay, they're not okay. Oh, fuck's sake. I've got to open a new one every bloody stream. I feel like it's all I do on stream is stand over here and open milk. Into urgent care over the weekend and got medicine and began food. That's fair. It was having on a big walk yesterday, saw the little lake. That the little lake near where you live. That's very nice. I'd say I wish I lived by a little lake, but I actually do, and I've never been to it. I'm pretty sure I live by a little lake. Let me assess the little lake. Yeah, I live by a little lake, and I've never been to it. Oh no. I should go to the little lake. Oh, it looks a bit shit. Oh, I'm not missing too much. Okay. Noted. Noted, I ain't missing too much. What about there? Where's this? Ah, I know where I was. Yeah, I was over there. It was actually a bit of a shit lake, to be honest. I've been to the lake once before with, like, Blair and, like, those friends. I suspect Barry's asleep, but Barry, in the summer, we're gonna go to the by the little lake. Okay, we're gonna like have a picnic by the lake. We're doing this. Barry's a VOD watcher. Oh shit, Barry's here. Jump scare. Barry jump scare. Everyone scatter. Okay, we're gonna go on a lake date in the summer when the weather's not disgusting. But hi though. Hi, lovely. I don't mean to pull you out of a look. Then you keep doing what you're doing. What's the average temperature in the UK right now? It's not too bad, honestly. It's like... I have no idea. I'm gonna be real. I have no idea. Let me find out. But it's not freezing. Okay. This is not scientific. This is me just eyeballing the numbers, but it's sitting at like 5 degrees. Which, like, I'll take that. I will take that for December. Oh, it's supposed to absolutely piss it down on Tuesday. Get in the bin. Oh, and tomorrow. Oh, no, it's supposed to really rain. Wait. Very. It's supposed to really rain tomorrow evening. Like 10 PM. It's going to be vibes. No, 8 PM. 8 PM it's going to be vibes. Love that for us. EP. The winter's been really lame this year. Like, because I know for you, you get like a lot of snow, don't you? Is it like less snowy and just not super cold? Because I think it's been like that here, really, I suppose. -4 here, and last year it was around -30. Wow. Wow, that is a big difference. It rained water yesterday. Oh, wow. Not raining water. It was hot yesterday. What do you mean it was hot yesterday? No shot. No shot it was hot yesterday. That's wild. 20! Oh, that's wrong. That is fucked. That's outrageous. No, that's not okay. That's not actually okay. No, thank you. No, thank you. Wish it was a little colder, yeah. I feel like I don't mind how it's been in the UK. Like, it's alright, and it's not like frozen everywhere, because like that's a bit long. Frozen, like, but it's okay still. Trees look so pretty when the snow freezes on tree branches. Ooh, I need to get a good look at that. Only supposed to snow next Monday, but like 1 inch. Maybe 3 inch. I'm fighting really hard not to make a joke about snow and inches, just so we're all aware of what's going on in my head. And you can't ban me from my own stream. No, you can't do it. Only Twitch can do that. Only Squizzleflip can do that. The Twitch Ultra mod, truly. Truly. Right, I should end stream, like on a real level, because I need to be in work a little bit early tomorrow. I need to go to bed and then be in work at 11 o'clock tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to a party. Just had a concerning amount of false bans. Oh dear. Oh no. Well, it's been fun, y'all. It's been real. I'm going to wake up early tomorrow and try to go to the gym for work. Oh, slay. Love that for you. Love that for you. I'm not said, but we'll try. If you do, I am so proud of you. And if you don't, I'm still so proud of you, but I'll be like extra proud if you go. Same, girl, same. 6:30, ew, that's gross. I want to see if I do better with the gym before or after work. Yeah, that's fair. If you go after... Oh, if you go... Yeah, if you go home and then leave home to go to the gym, nah. Nah, that's not going to happen, is it? But then, like, if you go to the gym before work, do you then have to come back home and have a shower? You know, are you going to be stinky or are you going to be okay? Yeah, And then will you just be sat in your chair for, like, the whole workday, like, ow. I don't know. I don't know. But, like, it's the morning routine. Yeah. And it is for a lot of people. I say it like I have any gym experience. Like, oh yeah, a lot of people go to the gym in the morning. I don't know. I don't know. I barely get to work in the morning, never mind the gym. Who's Jim? Exactly. Who's Jim? I don't know. Never heard of him. We'll see tomorrow. You got this. You're going to do so good. You're going to do so good. Whatever you decide, you're going to do so good, lovely. Right. I should end the stream. I should do that. And we should do that, like, now. So, yes.
Go to bed.
Yes, I should go to bed. So, this is the last stream of the year because I'm busy tomorrow. So, thank you all for the best 2024 on twitch.tv. It's been so fun. There's been so many great games and great clips and great moments and great friends and just like, yeah. I'm very happy to be here and be streaming. So, I will see you all next year for a whole bunch more. I don't know when I'm going to stream next. The usual thing, I don't know. It'll be later this week, and we're going to play some more Echoes of Wisdom. But yes, as Mimi says, see you next year. Yes, I'll see you next year. Zelda, yes, more Zelda. And more Layton, and more everything. I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be so good. Okay, we're not going to raid anybody because no. And yeah, so I will see you all next year. Thank you for literally everything. Mimi, shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ. I think if I time Mimi out, it's gonna like unmodder, so I won't do that. But like, calm down. Right. Good night. I love you. I'll see you all. Thank you, Mimi. I will see you all next year. And I hope you have a wonderful night and a wonderful new year. If you do anything, if you don't, I hope you just enjoy not doing anything. Yeah. Okay, I love you all very, very much. And I will see you all very, very soon. Okay. Bye.
Squeak.